Hello everyone, Lau here. Welcome back to my channel, and yeah, I'm super happy that you are joining me with another flea market video. As always, I don't actually know if it's one or two parts because from seeing what I have bought and then knowing how much I filmed, I can never really tell if it's better for two separate videos or for one giant video. So you will know that either it says just flea market video or it says part one or something like that. So yeah, it's already middle of November and not many, well, there are still flea markets open, otherwise I would not have bought all this stuff, but it's the time when some of the flea markets start to close anyways. Then we have now, in November, 2 weekends where there are, in general, no flea markets open because there's some kind of, mourning days, that, whatever, Totensonntag and Volkstrauertag, so these are kind of, I don't want to say holidays, but there's nothing open on Sundays, so no flea markets. And then I'm also not really sure for how long with these high numbers of, pandemic stuff, flea markets will still be open. So my guess is that this will be probably one of the last flea markets video of this year. I don't know. I hope not. I hope I can go more often, but for now there are 2 weekends without flea markets anyways, so that's a good time for you to show what I found the last 2 weekends. So let's get started. So yeah, it started quite good with a little Applejack. Generation 4 pony, so not vintage. I know I'm also saying vintage toy hunting, vintage toy collector, and I am, that's my main collection, but Generation 4 ponies are also pretty sweet. And I'm not picking up doubles. I like when I see when I would have seen an Applejack that I already have a normal version, but this is one of the water cuties, so one of the a little bit see-through ones with water stuff inside and some confetti. So it's I don't know what you call that, like a snow globe, a little bit like a snow globe. And I have some of these ponies and I think they're really neat. It's a good idea. They're looking a little bit strange because they are hooves, their feet, their legs are not separate, but how this is the best they could do with this kind of thing. Yes, what I mean, they are together, but so it gives more space for the snow globe effect here. This is, as I said, the line of the water cuties from the Explore Equestria line, and Wave 3 Applejack there was released. It's from 2015, so still the normal Generation 4 poses, so not the reboot ones, so I prefer these. And yeah, just a little Applejack for my G4 collection. So yeah, definitely some more 90s Barbies. And as I've never cared about them in the last year or something that I went to flea markets, now I'm So I'm really tempted by this one, but I think this this jumpsuit goes to Hollywood Hair Barbie. I think I recognized it, but I don't know if this is the correct Barbie. And she doesn't have the long hair anymore, of course. This one is also pretty cute. She's also sweet. She definitely looks older. This might be more from the Malibu era, I don't know. But she has a superstar face. Oh, doesn't she? I don't know. I'm still learning. Ken. Wow, another Ken. Tempted by these two. And there are also some accessories, so Oh, sweet. I think I have this, right? I have this one. Don't need it. I don't know where this goes to. Shoes. Oops, I did it again. Barbies. So if you're really not into Barbies and you hate it and you're like, why are you not starting to collect Barbies? I just want to see ponies and I don't know, Polly Pockets or whatever. I'm sorry, I'm kind of into Barbie right now. Really don't want to be like a huge doll collector, but it's just so neat to really find stuff at flea markets within this like collection area. That I'm just, oh, there are more 90s Barbies, and I mean, you saw there were more. I did not pick up all of them. If it would have been ponies, I would have picked up all of them, because every Barbie there was just €3, and I just picked out 2 that I really liked. No idea what they were at that point. I just had a look at their faces, and I mean, I can recognize a Superstar Barbie face. That's what I like. But to be honest, the Superstar Barbie face era lasted from the mid 70s until the end of the 90s. So, and I can already also tell that these are like early 90s girls. From the eyes, etc., like really they're not mid to late 90s. I could already tell that, and I was correct. They're both from the early 90s. So now I've put them in different clothes. Let's see, because, oh well, I did not pick up this, but this is nice to represent here some Barbie clothes. But this is something else. This, and this is something else. This, no, this was in here. Because I also picked up some accessories, and I think this Barbie here was wearing this outfit, and I don't know what this outfit goes to, but I can show you. It's really sporty, and that's actually pretty cool, because you know what? This Barbie, I just put her in one of my favorite childhood childhood Barbie dresses. This Barbie is a really sporty Barbie, because I could now find out that this is actually the rollerblade Barbie from 1991. No, 1992, I'm sorry, that's 1992. I love their eye makeup, or her eye makeup, because it's blue, and it has, I don't know, it has more eyeshadow, it's more vibrant. The mid to late 90s Superstar Barbie faces, their eye makeup is not so vibrant anymore, so I like definitely the late 80s and early 90s ones the most. So yeah, she would actually come with with white shorts and with a crop top with some ruffles, and with very cool rollerblades. I don't have them. I don't have any rollerblade, but the interesting thing about her is that I think after a while of that she was sold in stores, she was banned, because her rollerblades were able to do some to spark, really sparks, which it was meant like this. It was like a cool feature. Hey, look, she's rollerblading this fast that even sparks come out. Wow, something like that. But yeah, there were some incidents where it really lit up fire, I guess. So she was then, after a while, I mean, she's not rare or anything, but she was banned. And there was obviously also a whole line of a rollerblade other characters.
Rollerblade Barbie, I skate, you skate, we both got clothes that look great. But rollerblade Barbie, only your skates flicker and flash. My friends, your friends, we all love the hottest trick.
Cool rollerblade.
But rollerblade Barbie, only your skates flicker and flash. Rollerblade Barbie, you got something special.
Rollerblade Barbie doll comes with a pair of rollerblade skates that really flicker and flash. Dolls each sold separate.
But I'm not really like decided if I will put her in something more sporty or if I will keep her in this dress, which was one of my favorite childhood Barbie dresses. The interesting thing is also that she has different legs, not the typical bendy legs that you can, and that's also why they cross over like this. They're more plasticky. I guess this has something to do with the rollerblading feature that she had, like, or the fact that her rollerblades were sparking, I don't know. Yeah, actually Rollerblade Barbie from 1992. Oh yeah, and she actually also was it her? Could also be the other one, I don't remember. One of them was also wearing this cool helmet, which is also not from the Rollerblade Barbies. It's a pink helmet, looks more like a riding cap, I don't know. Neat thing, why not? Let's keep it going with the other accessories. Yeah, I also picked up these shoes. You already saw them. Just some normal pink Barbie shoes because I'm always missing shoes for all the Barbies that I have. And yeah, I'm really into toy combs and brushes, so I picked up this one. This is probably from Barbie. To be honest, I've not really looked up what it goes to because that's pretty difficult to find out. I have now some websites where I can look up Barbies, but not the accessories directly, and they're not always very visible in the boxes, so yeah. Then I picked up these super hot neon orange Barbie heels. Who knows what I can use them for. This super sweet beret hair clip, don't know what it goes to, could not find out that. I don't know, was that in there? I don't remember, but maybe it was in one of the hairs. And yeah, one of them was wearing underwear. The other Barbie, I think she was wearing some trousers, or I don't know, or she was wearing that. I don't actually directly remember, but yeah, of course, this was not a dress that she was wearing there. This is also not one of my childhood Barbie dresses. I guess this is from my niece who had my Barbies in between. That's one of her dresses that she got. And this is actually 1990 Western Fun Barbie. I picked those two because they had really, as I said, really beautiful faces, face paints, and the hair is gorgeous. Both of them, of course, I washed and gave a boil, wash, etc. And I just very curled, like loosely. The only thing I do not like as much about her is that she does not have bangs, but that's correct. Like Western Fun Barbie did not have bangs, but her makeup is even more beautiful because she also has lower lashes, and this whole like blue and blue eyeshadow with green at the sides is like to die for. And I could recognize her, of course, by the eye makeup, and well, the earrings, well, actually part of it is broken off. She had really big blue earrings, and also she has the same ring. I just picked them because both of the hair was in really nice quality, like condition still, and I love the eye makeup. And I changed clothes again, so I was like, hey, can I get this jumpsuit instead of the thing that the other Barbie was wearing? I don't know which one of these. So one of them obviously was wearing this outfit here, and the other one was wearing pink trousers and I don't know, shirt, something. But I recognized that one of the other Barbies that had really like short hair, and I did not want to buy that, but she was wearing the jumpsuit here, and that's actually from the Hollywood Hair Barbie. So maybe the one that was wearing it was Hollywood Hair Barbie, but the feature of Hollywood Hair Barbie was her super long hair, where you could, like when you would spray on and with a little stencil of stars, then she would have stars on her hair. If this was the one, then no, there was no reason for me to pick it up because her hair was cut. But I just figured, let's just take this jumpsuit. I don't know, maybe I'll find a good condition Hollywood Hair Barbie once and I can put the jumpsuit on. Of course, she was also wearing a bomber jacket actually, and a golden skirt. So I cannot help myself when I recognize something. Then it's just, I want to have that. So yeah, Hollywood hair, Barbie jumpsuit. All of the accessories and Barbies together for €6. So that's good for me. Yeah.
Mal 2 € Stück. 2 €.
Wie viel kostet das Brot?
Oh, sweet G3 pony. Definitely gonna take that. 100%. What else is here? Ooh, little mouse. Wow, so many Beanie Babies.
Dankeschön.
Probably my favorite pickup that day. Generation 3 pony, Heart Bright. Don't like the name Bright Heart, would sound better, but Heart Bright. She's from 2006, so she is also not vintage. Generation 3 ponies are not yet considered vintage, but it should start in a couple of years because then they're starting to get older than 20 years and that can be considered vintage. Anyways, she's one of the ponies with these huge wings. It's the first one for me to have that. I don't know if that's considered a line, because with Generation 3 ponies and their specific pony lines, I'm a little bit confused sometimes. But she has this symbol here that's like really 3D, and if you push it, she flaps the wings. She's in really good condition, so her white is still super white. Her mane is in super good condition. I did not have to do any serious restoration on her. So beautiful color scheme, so blue, purple and pink, and this is also represented in the wings. And yeah, of course, as Generation 3 ponies always, they do just have one symbol, and it's not just this 3D like button here, but also her symbol continues onto her leg, all of these beautiful hearts. And I just think this feature is really neat. I would consider this to be like the flutter pony version of the G3 ponies. Just one problem, she's bigger obviously with these wings than my other G3s, so I don't know if I can put her on the same shelf. Let's see where I find a good space for her. Obviously G3s that are from like a little bit later, most of them have the movable head. Yeah, Heart Bright. Here I started digging through a box of boyish toys. You know, sometimes I like to pick stuff up like turtles, etc. But this to me like looked familiar, so I was like, is it maybe Transformers, or is it Transformers Beast Wars, or is it Voltron? But I think these are Power Rangers, although not the Power Rangers themselves. So like yeah, a lot of the stuff I have like no clue. All of the stuff I have no clue about, but this big one with a shiny metal looks like one of the Megazords. But like this era of not era, but this field of vintage toys is like I'm literally clueless, and if I cannot identify it, I'm not picking it up. Some of the stuff is neat, so but if I cannot even tell if it's vintage or maybe a reissue or like a repro stuff, newer stuff, then I'm definitely not gonna buy it. This one was still working, so to me it seemed then as if it was probably newer, not a vintage one. Okay. yeah, some of them look quite cool. This one looks more like a dinosaur a little bit, and yeah, that's definitely then Power Rangers. But if it's vintage, I couldn't tell. I think I did not see any dates on them, or I was just too stupid. No, so I left all of them there, although I was quite tempted, because if I can't identify what it is, then I'm just like, nope. Yeah, this vendor had a lot of plushies and some other toys. I think I have already seen most of their stuff at some time before. This carriage, for example, belongs to G3 My Little Pony. And look at all of these diddle mice. The funny thing is the seller was communicating with another customer who was interested in them about like how rare they are, and that's why they are worth so and so much. And I was just like laughing because, I mean, look at how many she already has, and they're everywhere. Diddle mouse are not rare. Like there was a diddle mouse craze in the mid to late 90s in Germany. You find them now everywhere at flea markets. They are definitely not rare. And look at that pile. So I was just like laughing. Ooh, how rare they are. Reminds me of some people saying this and this pony is so rare, and I find it literally every time if I look through eBay or Vinted. This vendor had finally something of my liking. Shaggy doggy. And this is I think this is Peggy from Petra. So, cool. Yeah, from that one vendor I picked up these two. Both vintage, so we're getting back to the 90s and maybe 80s. So let's start with this little doggo here. This is one of the shaggy doggy mommies. These little rubbery dogs that really do resemble the look actually of the floppy dogs. Floppy dogs was a toy line like that was accompanied by a Disney cartoon, and it was not super popular and just had like I think just one wave of big plush dogs, also with yarn hair. And I have found two more of these shaggy doggy mommies at flea markets, and one of my other videos I already talked about them. That my guess is, I mean, they are kind of a knockoff of the floppy dogs, but also kind of their own toy line, because floppy dogs never had like rubbery vinyl toys. So maybe this was intended to be something for the floppy dogs, and as they just had one wave of toys because it was not super popular, this toy company picked it up and brought it out. I don't know. The toy company is called M Toys, and they are from 87. Yeah, so we're in the 80s, and these have a squeaker in there, and my other ones, they don't really work that well. This one does. So they were sold separately or together with a small baby. So I have one mommy and one baby already. This is the mommy size. This is the one with a really dark orange face and light pink and white hair. So it's yarn hair. It's kind of rooted yarn hair all over the body. And they have these really cute faces, and they also have different faces, so not all of them look the same. So this one has the tongue right up, so like and I think my other one has the tongue like down. So there are also variations, and it's kind of considered a knockoff toy line, but also a little bit its own thing, because floppy dogs never had like these kind of dogs. They just had the plushy dogs with yarn hair. And at the same vendor I also found another doll. This one. In the video she looked different because she was just wearing this little super short number here. It doesn't fit her. This is for Barbie. We will get to that. Because she's really small if you consider her to a real like big normal Barbie. And she also does not belong to the Barbie toy line. She is Peggy, and she's Petra's little sister. My childhood was like, yeah, I had a lot of Barbies, but I also was huge into Petra. If you remember that video where I restored 2 of my childhood dolls, this is a Petra doll. Now, I was really curious to find out more actually about Petra, because when I researched it, it always just said, oh, Petra by Plasti, Petra by Plasti, German doll company, blah 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 blah. But to be honest, these are not made by Plasti, and the Petra dolls that were made by the toy company Plasti were just the ones from the early 60s or the 60s in general, like because at that point when Mattel brought the first Barbie onto the market in Germany the same year, so 61, also Plasti brought the Petra on the market. She looked really similar to the early Barbies, and over time that doll line has changed up, changed up the faces, etc., and also was released by different companies. At one point it was Lundby, I don't know what that company is, but these ones, they don't have any markings on them, and they also have a Petra like magazine with like this kind of an advertisement magazine, like the Barbie journals a little bit. It does not have any company name, so I was really confused to what happened to the Petra line, because all I can find most often online is that, yeah, and then by the 90s she was gone on the market. But I had Petra dolls, something like this. She also belongs to that era of Petra, because this Peggy is also in the magazine that I have, not exactly that one, but with this face, etc. And I had them in the early 90s, so they were still around. And what I now found out, because I was pretty confused, I often also saw Petras in boxes that also said Cindy. Cindy is another doll line from the UK, a very big competitor to Barbie in the UK back in the day, and they have also rebranded, etc. And in the 80s were bought by Hasbro. Haha, completely changed their faces, etc. to really resemble Barbie. And I think at that point the Petra doll line was also purchased by Hasbro, because at some Cindy packages it says Petra, Cindy's friend, and was incorporated into the new Hasbro Cindy line. In Germany, I think she was still sold just as Petra, because Petra was a known doll brand in Germany still, and that's I think why they don't say Hasbro at the packages, because they actually still want to. It was made by Hasbro, those late 80s, early 90s Petras, but probably not. They didn't want to show. They still wanted to resemble like a known brand, known doll toy line. Otherwise, I don't know why they have no markings ever. But yeah, I do not have any clothes that really fit her. This fits her kind of. I got this dress in a Lady Lovely Locks lot. It's also not from Lady Lovely Locks, but I think it's the only thing that really fits her at the moment. It's quite cute. Yeah, she is. I can show that to you. She has a super delicate body. Also different. You can see that really like slim waist, etc. So she is really like a shrunken down version just of Petra from the body. So I don't know if she would fit skipper dresses, because this is like, she is the little sister of Petra. Skipper would be the little sister of Barbie. Of course, it's a knockoff, but it's its own toy line. And I recognized her. I think her face is really sweet, and she must be from the late 80s, early 90s, because that's the era where she looked like this. I just gave her this little, hair bow, because I have nothing else in yellow. I don't even have shoes, but she has so super tiny feet. Like, I have no shoes that fit her. So now at least I have a little sister for my childhood Petra. And yeah, she definitely has the same kind of hair, a little bit lighter. I think it's nylon, but this one is not in such a good condition. I think it was combed through a lot, but I mean, I still managed to restore it pretty neat. But it's not as shiny as this one is still. But she has a better bangs than mine. And this dress, when I bought it, I was really just like, it's probably some cheap whatever. But no, it has a Barbie tag and it belongs to a specific Barbie, and I found that out like really like by coincidence, as I think an eBay listing or something was like shown. Like sometimes it's like here you search for this and this doll, what about this? And I saw this doll in package with this dress, and it's actually from the foam and colored Barbie from 1995. I love these materials here because they remind me of what you know, all the Barbie dresses in my childhood were. This is also what the Lady Lovelocks dresses have. This super shiny, a little bit papery fabric, but this is just what I love. It is super short, and when I put it on a doll, it actually shows everything. But yeah, okay. She was like a kind of a bath time doll that came with some foam, and then it would change the hair color. So it was released in 3 different colors, I think in yellow, blue, and this pink. And then the pink Barbie also with this foam and then water, etc. She would become pink hair. And yeah, very random, but I have this dress now. So here's just a little view of the whole flea market. This is one of the better flea markets, I have to say. I was pretty lucky pretty often this year, also last year. So this is one of my favorite flea markets, the one in Biesdorf, which is at the edge of Berlin. Yeah, this vendor had ponies. Only fakey ponies, just fakies. I don't think that these kitties there, not even these are like real palace pets. I bet these ponies come from a big, you know, one of those boxes where there are 10 ponies in there or whatever, all fakies. Anyways, nothing there for me. This vendor had better stuff. I really like these Ninja Turtle magnets. I think they are magnets, a neat little thing to have. Also some Power Rangers. There are a lot of dinosaurs, you can see. So I was a little bit like overwhelmed. Yes, more or less all the boyish toys. Not very pink, you can already see. Well, there's a little bit, I think, of LPS or something. Big Star Wars and Marvel stuff. And a lot of toy cars there that I'm trying to not step on. Then I'm heading over to these baggies at the ground there. And yeah, this one immediately intrigues me because I can see there is some Star Wars. Oh, this is another one of these puppy dog tails. Wow. Oh, it's a good looking Han Solo, and here are some more Ewoks. Not vintage, but that's an Ewok. Used to be the mascot of a fashion store. C&A, I think this is the horse of C&A. C&A. Giant dinosaurs and Godzilla. I mean, these two are definitely vintage, so this one and this one. I think these could be worth something, but I don't know what she's taking. Can I just please find a vintage Jurassic Park one? Never happens. Let's get on to some other things. You saw that I was digging through those little more or less boyish looking toys. This lady had a lot of dinosaurs and these huge Godzilla figures and Star Wars, and even those small little Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I think these were magnets. I was really thinking about those, but I guess it's better if someone who's really collecting Ninja Turtles gets them, because this is a neat little gimmick, but yeah. But instead I picked up all of this, you know, brown and darker looking stuff here. Let's start with this little doggy here. This is a puppy dog tails. If you are following my channel and watching all of my other flea market videos, and you remember that a little bit time ago I found this, you know, rubbery dog, totally different looking than, you know, a Lady Lovely Love's dog or something from Little Pretties or something like that. And I found out that it was a fakie of a dog toy line called Puppy Dog Tales, which was from the late 90s. And when I saw this one, I was like, oh, I bet this also goes to this toy line. Maybe this one to the original one and not a fakie, I don't know. Because it has these fabric ears and a rooted tail, and, you know, it's like a little bit of a dog. I just like, just out of curiosity, I picked it, and all of these were pretty cheap. I got all of this together for €4. So also nothing as of yet was very expensive. So I do not exactly remember. I think these together were €3. This Applejack was also around €2 or something. As I said, these Barbies were 6 together. So at that moment, I was still pretty good with all of like my spendings, and I was like, just whatever. And I mean, it looks so strange. The tail is cut, and it also has, again, it has no marking. So I was like, maybe that is fakey again, but this time it belongs into the Puppy Dog Tales line. This is a Doberman, and actually, it was released together in a 2-pack with a small, like a baby. So there were also these 2 packs, baby and mommy, in exactly the same mold, just smaller. I think this is even the baby. So there was one bigger. So I think this is the baby, and there was another mommy. But it's not even the one from the late 90s. So these 2 packs were just released in the re-release of this toy line in 2011. So how random is that? Because this mold at first was, I think, the Irish Setter, and in the 2011 toy line it was then re-released. They are actually, I don't know, MIG is the toy company who made them. It's so random, but it's also so random that I found now 2 already at flea markets. And I don't know, for some reason they're kind of derpy cute, I don't know. Yeah. And the rest of the stuff is Star Wars. I think my favorite one of these is actually this one. This is Big Starklighter, so it's a secondary or even like background character from the first Star Wars. So New Hope actually is Luke's best childhood friend. He's an X-Wing pilot, as you can see. And this is a really, really good figurine. I already saw it. It has so many points of articulation. And it looks really, really professional. Yeah, and what I found out is that it belongs into the Black Series toy line. So this is the Black Series Big Starklighter. Black Series is the new Star Wars toy line that Hasbro still releases a lot of stuff, but actually in the 6-inch size. But a couple of years ago, they still had also the 3 3/4-inch size, and that's actually the size that I collect. I have stopped that, but this is a really good figurine, so really, really happy to add that to my Star Wars collection. Yeah, typical mustache, as the X-Wing pilots are known for. Very nice flight suit and, you know, lots of points of articulation. So a little bit stiff, so that shows me also that he was not played with a lot. But to be honest, the Black Series toy line is also more intended for collectors, not really for children to play with. And these two Ewoks. This one, of course, it's missing like some pieces, etc. I think it's Tippett, and this one is a Teeboo. Teeboo always has these stripes and has this mask thing here on top. I think this one's also from the Black Series line. It was in a 8-pack, like a Battle on Endor 8-pack thing. This one I could not really find out. I think it was not included in there, although it would make sense. But from the look, it also looks more like if it would belong to the Black Series line. I could not find out. I like all of the Ewok figures. I also really like the vintage ones. I have a couple of them. I have a Teebo vintage Ewok. I don't know, I just like them. Scary little teddy bears. And the last one is Han Solo, in the look that he really resembles in also in New Hope. So the typical Han Solo. I just have an Endor Han Solo, so it was okay to pick that one up. Face does not look really like Harrison Ford at all, but and is as you can see, it just has the normal 5 points of articulation, 1, 2, 3. So arms, legs, and then the head. So it's not one of the really well-made new figures, because it's also pretty new. All of them are, so they're from around 2013, 2014 this one is, and well, he's from one of the newer lines called Mission Series, Saga Legends, whatsoever. But I like all of the 3 3/4-inch Star Wars figures when I don't have that particular character, or I really don't have the character in that particular look at all. So now I have a kind of a good looking Han Solo. I mean, yes, no weapon left, etc. But if you're gonna find them cheap at flea markets, then that's to be expected.
So, and at this point I'm going to stop the video because I have enough footage from this flea market trip and the next weekend to make a second part. I just forgot to film an outro for this part because I didn't know at what point I have to stop. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching. See you real soon, and may the toys be with you. Bye!